Hello, in this series we've been talking about some of the paradigm shifts that make ministry very different in disciple-making movements from what we often see in traditional ministry. One of the areas that we find is a major shift for people is to not tell people what to think and do. Pat, I know when I was a missionary in Africa, I knew to make disciples and I knew to introduce them to discovering truth on their own, but I really like to teach and preach a lot. And so I did what I knew not to spend all my time doing. Explain to us a little bit about the whole process of discovery.
Well, I think there's a great illustration in the Bible where Jesus encounters the woman at the well. And it's a beautiful illustration, this whole dialogue. Jesus approaches her, first of all, with a need. So he's approaching her out of his weakness and his need. And before very long, he's got it turned around with her to where he's saying, hey, if you knew who I was, I can meet your need. And but in the process, he gets her involved in a debate about the well and our history and our, ancestors say this and that and the other. And so then she goes into the town. And while she's on her way into the town, the Father reveals to her who Jesus really is. Because she goes into the community and she says, come see a man who knew everything about me. Is this man not the Messiah? And so that's like the passage where Jesus says to the disciples, who do men say that I am? And you know that passage very well. Who do men say that? Who do you say that I am? And when Peter blurted out, you are the Christ, the Son of the living God, Jesus said, flesh and blood did not reveal this to you, but my Father in heaven revealed this to you. The best way for people to learn is to discover it. As a person sitting in the pew, and you as a former pastor, we both know that when you preach your sermon, I don't remember very much of it the next day. But if I discover that, it's anchored in my soul, and I remember a lot of it. That's why the principle of discovery is so important in catalyzing, igniting these incredible disciple-making movements.
And that really is our experience globally, that when people discover something on their own, especially in a group setting, and when they hold each other accountable for obeying it together, it's much more powerful than someone telling them what to believe and what to do.